We'll start with the prayers. Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shruniyama Devaha Bhadram Pashyemakshabhiryajatraha Stirairangaihi Stushtvagam Sastanobihi Dashema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swasti na Indro Vrittashravah Swasti na Pusha Vishvavedaha Swasti nastakshorarishthanemihi Swasti no Brihaspatirdhadatav Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We continue our study of Mandukya Upanishad with Shankara Bashyam. And we are now in the 36th Karika. Chapter 4 is a reinforcement chapter. Whatever we have discussed already in chapter 2 and chapter 3 are being taken up again. Some important ideas which we have already discussed. Vedanta requires a prepared mind in order to accept the truth which is revealed by Upanishads. Many of us do not have a prepared mind. What is a prepared mind? A prepared mind is a sattvic mind. A mind which is relatively quiet, which can contemplate, which can do meditation, and which is not absorbed in day-to-day activities, not obsessed. If you are completely obsessed with your duties, then you won't have the time to think and contemplate. So most of us, we have that problem. We are so much involved in our day-to-day activities at the family level, at the work level. So when Upanishad tries to give us a different view of this world, we hear it, but then we don't contemplate on it. And that is an obstacle. Who is a jnani? A jnani is one who has got the time to reflect on whatever he is hearing. So what we have to do is, suppose, for example, you have not been convinced that waking state is as good as the dream state. See, the basic contention of Mandukya Upanishad is waking state is exactly like the dream state. Both are mithya, both are experienced, but they are unreal when you look at it from what the Upanishad is discovering for you. Upanishad says, I am Turiyam Atma. Thus, my status is lifted from the waker status to a higher status. Again and again, Shankaracharya and Gaudapadacharya, throughout chapter 4, ask us to wake up to this super waker status, which is Turiyam status. In Turiyam, there is no Jagrat, there is no Sopna, there is no sleep, Sushupti. Is it possible? Let us look. What Gaudapadacharya is saying is, look at your experience in the sleep state. In the sleep state, waking is not there, dream is not there, but you are there. So, sleep experience is only to tell us that you can exist without the waking world and the dream world. Use that in the waking state. I can exist without the waking world and the dream world. Now, what you're saying, I can exist without the sleep world also. Suppose you remove the sleep state, what happens? My ignorance about who I am will go away. Now the Upanishad says, apply the pramanam. Take a torchlight and then ask the question, who are you? Many people ask the question, who am I, without using the Shastra. There you will have a lot of logical problems. So once you have negated the world, which is called as apavada, then the seventh mantra of Mandukya Upanishad will make it very clear. The seventh mantra says, Shantam Shivam Advaitam Chaturtham Manyante Sa Atma Sa Vigneya. The fourth state is the super waker state, which is transcending the waking state. It is transcending the dream and the sleep state. Like you can experience the sleep state without the dream and the waking, you can experience the Turiyam state without the body. Without this gross body, subtle mind, and the causal body, which is ignorance, you can survive as Turiya Atma. And then it is very easy. As Turiya Atma, I am Shantam. I am always peaceful. Why? Because in me there is no world. That is the way we have to understand Mandukya Upanishad. It is not enough that you listen to this truth once. Our mind is conditioned to think that the waking world is real. My body is real. My mind is real. This is the conditioning of the mind. For several births, Shankaracharya, for several births, we have been thinking, I am the body. Now, use the pramanam called Mandukya Upanishad, wake up. Uttishtatha in Kathopanishad. Yamadharma Raja also says the same thing. Come on, wake up. Wake up from where? Not from the sleep state. Wake up from the Jagrat Avastha to the Turiya Avastha. So with this short background, I will go straight to the Karika number 36, where we stopped last week. I will play that Karika and then we will see how it goes.
Swapne cha vastukah kayah Swapne cha vastukah kayah Prithaganyasya darshanat Prithaganyasya darshanat Yatha kayastatha sarvam Yatha kayastatha sarvam Chittadrishyamavastukam Chittadrishyamavastukam.
So here, again, the dream state is taken in all these verses, Karika number 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, all this, we are going to talk about experiences of the dream waking. So in this, Gaudapadacharya says that the body which is in the dream state is different than the body which is lying down in the sleep state. The body is different because without a body you cannot experience. So there has to be some subtle body. Therefore, we accept that the dream is unreal. That is his logic here. The physical body in dream is unreal because we experience another body, or we are aware of another body which is lying down and sleeping. Therefore, what does he say? Similarly, while you are in the waking state, the waking body is experiencing this waking world, but there is another higher status where this waking body is not there, which is called Turiyavastha, which is the one which we meditated last week. We will continue the same meditation today. Asharidam. So this verse is important for you to do Nididhyasana. Nididhyasana means to claim I am Turiya Atma. So during Swapna, there is a projected body, projected sense organs, and projected mind. All this is through the vasanas. See, without body, mind, and sense organs, you cannot experience. The waking body, waking sense organs, and the waking mind is sleeping. So there is another body, mind, world which is projected. Now, how do you prove that it is a projected body and it is mithya? We prove it because there is another body which is lying on the bed. So Dream Guru teaches in dream that to a dream disciple that the dream is unreal. So disciple will reject the Guru because he says, I am experiencing the world. Same problem is there in waking also, Gaudapadacharya says. In the waking state, the waking Guru will come and say that the waking world is unreal. You will not believe it unless you use Shastra as the pramana. That is why we give importance to Shastra. Shastra means we accept the world in the waking state, but then we use the torchlight of Shastra, which says, I am Turiyam Brahma, I am not the waker. Na antaprajnam, na bahishprajnam. Seventh mantra, I am not the waker, I am not the dreamer, I am not the sleeper. Use that torchlight. Kaivalya Upanishad also says, I am without hands, legs. Apani padam, apani padam, achintya shaktihi. I don't have ears, I don't have eyes. This is with reference to Turiya. And in Turiyatma, what is there? I, the Chaitanyam alone, am there. Same message is given in Gita, chapter 9, 4 and 5. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagatapyakta murtina mastani sarva bhutani. This is almost the 25th time I am chanting this verse in this Mandukya sessions. This verse is so famous and used by Shankaracharya in Mandukya. What does it convey? The message, central message you should remember. I am the Turiya Atma. I am there in the manifest condition of the world and also in the unmanifest condition of the world. I am present. In my presence, this manifestation, unmanifestation is happening. But what is the key thing which we should remember? I am existent, independently existent. without the world. I am Turiya Atma. That is the point we should hold on to. See, unless until my mind is convinced that I am Turiya Atma, you can read, you can listen many, many times, but you need to remember this truth throughout your life. That is the benefit of Mandukya study. Same thing, whether you do the Bhagavad Gita also, same thing. It is the same message given in Mandukya, Kathopanishad, all the Upanishads. That is why we have in Brahma Sutra, the fourth sutra, which is the most important sutra in the entire Brahma Sutra. It is called as Tattu Samanvayat, where Shankaracharya gives a brilliant commentary. He says, this is the message that I am Ashariram, I am pure consciousness. I referred earlier this Kathopanishad mantra, Uttishtatha Jagrata Prapyavaran, Nibodata. Hold on to the knowledge I am Turiya Atma. Normally we chant Suprabhadam on Saturdays to wake up the Lord. In Upanishad, Bhagwan is waking you up to Turiyavastha. Wake up from this Jagrata Avastha to the higher level. And then what will happen? That is what is called as moksha. So that is the gist of this 36th Karika. We have seen, this is just a revision. I will not go too much into it. So normally we say dream is not Karanam and Karyam. Karanam is Vikar. Vikar is not the Karanam, but it is the Adhishtanam. See, normally this is what in normal parlance we'll say that dream world is in effect of whatever we experience in the waking world. But what Gaudapadacharya changes that, he says it is, Vikar is the Adhishtanam, changeless substratum for the projection of the dream world. And what is dream world? It is adhyasa. It is superimposition on the waker. So we are changing the status of Karanam and Karyam to Adhishtanam and Adhyasa. By doing this, what do we achieve? We achieve the very important thing that Turiya Atma is the Adhishtanam for the waker, which is Adhyasa. Entire waking world experiences is Adhyasa. When you do Mandukya Bashyam, that is what you have to understand. Dream world is Adhyasa, sleep world is Adhyasa, waking world is Adhyasa. But for Adhyasa, you need an Adhishtanam, and that Adhishtanam is I, the Turiya Atma. Is creation existent? Is it real? No. Why? Because it is not experienced in other states. When a jnani wakes up to the Turiya Atma, he experiences the waking state, but he knows that it is seemingly existent world. We have gone through this portion before. Sat Karyavada, Asat Karyavada, and Mithya Karyavada. Asat Karyavada is, he says the world is non-existent. Sat Karyavada says world is really there. Both are wrong. Two extremes. Vedanta comes in between. It says, yes, we can experience a world. It is a seemingly existent world. It is neither existent, it is neither non-existent. This is a very, very important point which all seekers must be very clear. Then only this waking state is a dream will be accepted by the intellect. If you don't accept this, then you are not having body, then you are going to be living in samsara. You are not going to be free from samsara. What is the knowledge of free man, of jnani, jivan mukta? What is the knowledge he has? The jivatvam, which means the experiencer of ahamkara, is false. It is adhyaropa. It is experienced, but it is experienced on a substratum called as atma, turiya atma. There is a wonderful text called Aparokshanubhuti. There are 30 examples given there for adhyaropa. All these examples, rope snake, mirage water, all those examples you will find it in Aparokshanubhuti. Mandukya Upanishads, the second chapter, takes two main examples from there, which is the rope snake and dream. And what is the status of the world in sleep? It is unmanifest. And then where does it unmanifest? Where does it go to? Mandukya Upanishad says it is resolved into Antaryami Ishvara, which is the third stage. Beyond that is Turyatma. What is Turyatma? Self-evidently it is existent. Remember the fourth chapter, fourth section of Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Swayam Jyoti Brahmana. Swayam Jyoti means it exists itself. Without the body, without the mind, Chaitanyam always exists. Changeless. And that is the experiencer in all the three states. The three states are Adhyasa. Adhyasa means superimposition. Superimposition always means, remember the example of dream or rope snake. Asatchetna pratiyate, satchetna bhadyate. Satchetna bhadyate means what? Sat can never be negated. I, the Atma, am always there. Existent principle, that is something which we have to hold on. I am not the waker, I am not the sleeper, I am not the dreamer. I am Atma, I am Turyatma. Satchet na bhadyate. Asatchet na pratiyate. Asat means the world which is experienced is seemingly existent. Therefore, we can negate it. If rope snake is non-existent, it would not have frightened the person. Any thought in the mind is mithya, seemingly existent category. What is equivalent to rope snake in our body-mind complex? It is the thoughts. Our entire life of experiences through the mind, all experiences till today, in your childhood, in your youth, in your adulthood, yesterday's experience, everything is mithya. It comes under the category of anirvachaniya. Therefore, if everything in the mind is mithya, what about moha, delusion, and samsara, dukkham, shokha? Shokha, moha, Arjuna's problem in the first chapter, Lord Krishna understood because he is a jnani. He understood the problem of shokha and moha, grief and sorrow and delusion is a problem of the mind. There exists a substratum for the mind called as Atma. That Atma is Nityaha, that Atma is Nirvikaraha, that Atma is Nirgunaha. That is taught in the Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, from the 12th verse till the 30th verse. So, don't have any anxiety for the future, because the future is also Mithya. What will happen to me when I become 90 years old? Forget about it. It is Mithya. What will happen to my children when I am not here? Again, Mithya. The children are also Turiya Atma. I am also Turiya Atma. Everybody around is Turiya Atma. Only thing is, I don't know. So the study of Mandukya Upanishad or Bhagavad Gita helps me to drop sorrow from the world, drop the samsara. Drop the samsara means not that you will not experience samsara, but in your intellect you should say, samsara, yes, I'm experiencing. Many people come and tell me, they tell me I'm experiencing a world which is so real and so difficult to cross over. That is what is called as Maya. Through knowledge, this Maya can be negated. Through knowledge, rope snake can be negated. Sat can never be negated. Satchena bhadyate. Because it comes under existent category. Turiyam is existent. It is timeless. It is there before time is born in the Jagrat Avastha. Before time is born in the dream Avastha. In the Swapna Avastha. And in sleepless state also, where we don't experience time, this Turiya Atma, this Sat principle always is there. Asatchena pratiyate, satchena bhadyate. Rajju Sarpa is Bhadyate, Pratiyate. Bhadyate or Pratiyate means it is negatable. So Anirvachaniyam means it cannot be explained. Vachaniyam means it can be explained. This Maya or this waking state or dream state cannot be explained. Why it happens? What is the that is why we say in Vedanta that the world is uncontrollable, unreliable. Therefore, don't probe the world too much, but probe the experiencer of the world, which is changeless. That is the spiritual journey which happens when you are studying any Shastra. So Jagrat also is Mithya. It's solidly appearing for me, but it is Mithya. So reflected consciousness plus mind is called as Ahamkara. And Ahamkara is nothing but it is waker plus dreamer plus sleeper. Ahamkara is superimposed on Aham, which is Turiya. Whenever you have thought projections in your mind, whether it belongs to the past, present, or future, Shankaracharya says it is Mithya. It is experienceable, but factually it is not there. Where is the dream which you dreamt 2 years ago? It's not there today. So therefore what? Dream is Mithya. Where is the waking state which you experienced when you were 10 years old? It's Mithya. It came, went away. But the experience of Chaitanyam, consciousness, that Atma has not changed. Hold on to that Atma and says, I am immortal Turiya Atma. Jagrat is dream number 2, Swapana is dream number 1. Jagrat does not disappear immediately. It takes time. And whenever it disappears for you, then you become Jivan Mukta. So this is 36. 3 avasthas, 5 koshas, 3 sharirams, and the panchabhutas, they are all adhyaropa. Like you are drinking coffee in a disposable cup. Disposable cups are required to drink the coffee. What is the coffee? Coffee is the essence. That is what is the essence which you are interested in. You are drinking the coffee called Turiya Chaitanyam. What is the cup? Disposable cup? The 3 avasthas, waking, dream, sleep. The 3 sharirams, gross, subtle, and causal. Panchabhutas, 5 elements. 5 koshas, annamaya kosha, pranamaya kosha, all that are disposable cup. Drop, including mind and body, everything is disposable cup. So dispose the cup and hold on to Turiya Atma. In meditation, if you practice this in meditation, because you have heard it in Shravanam, when you sit down in meditation, use the torchlight of Shastra. The 7th mantra is the torchlight. And then you will realize that is my real state. Manasai vedam aptavyam neha nanasti kinchana. Very, very important mantra for mithyatvam. Neha nanasti kinchana. The world is never there, but it is experienced seemingly. Na bhumi rapo na chavanirasti. These are the 2 mantras. You can note down these 2 mantras. Karika, this Kaivalya Upanishad, 23rd mantra, and Kathopanishad, 2nd chapter, 1st section, 11th mantra. These 2 mantras are the pramanam, the source of knowledge for me to accept that the waking state is mithya. And then in Taittiriya Upanishad also we have many mantras. You know, the mantras where the jnani sings, aho, aho, and all that, in Taittiriya Upanishad. You remember the mantra. So whatever body is experienced in the dream as moving, non-moving, chalanam, achalanam, roaming about in dream is the same like what we are experiencing the waking state. It is a dream state is a temporarily projected body. Waker's body was real, lying down in the Jagrat Avastha, but there is a realm of experience different in Jagrat and Swapna. Similarly, between waking and Turiyam, there is a realm of experience which is different. That is why we say wake up to the Turiya. Shastra Pramanam is the primary source to negate the world. Nehana nasti kinchana. And then there is other logical pramanams. Yukti can be given. We have seen so many reasons which are similar between dream and waking. Both are drishyam. Both are experienceable. So, Advaitin will, in front of Dvaitin, he will say very boldly that we both living in this world are experiencing a world which is mithya. Very boldly. What is Satyam? I am Turiya Atma is Satyam. Swapna Parpancha is Drishyam. Drishyam means experienced. Waking state is experience. For both these states, you require a body sense organs, and mind. What about Turiya Atma? You don't require a body because it is self-evident Atma. Only with reference to that self-experienced, self-evident Atma, which is Satyam, then only we say this world which we experience is Mithya. Kenopanishad says, Nedam yadidam upasate. Whatever you have been thinking that this is the nature of God, it is not that nature. Suppose you have been thinking of the form of God. Kenopanishad says that upasana of Saguna Ishvara is Mithya. It is important for you in the spiritual journey to go through that experience, ultimately to claim that I, the subject observer, is Satyam. Whatever I experience as a world is Mithya. And this God or Brahman in Vedanta is unobjectifiable. That is why it is called as Nirgunam. In Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, this mantra comes in 3.7.23. It says that the thinker doesn't know that he is thinking. The thinker is never thought of, but it is real. The one which is thinking, that means Satyasya Satyam. Suppose you say Ahamkara is Satyam. What Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says is, there is a Satyam for that Ahamkara, which is Sakshi Chaitanyam or Turiyatma. That Turiyatma is the internal controller. For all the sense organs functioning in the world, there is a light of consciousness, which is the ultimate experiencer of the world, not only in your body, my body, other bodies, in the animal's body or in a bird's body. It is the same consciousness which is one, ekam. And how do I recognize it? This is the Mahavakyam from Kenopanishad. It says, Pratibodha viditam matam amrutatvam hi vindate. Before experiencing anything in the world, whatever you are is Sakshi Chaitanyam Turiya Atma. Before you wake up every day in the morning from sleep state, for a split second, you will realize I am that Turiya Atma. I was Turiya Atma in the sleep state. Now from Turiya Atma, I am entering this body as a reflected consciousness for the experience of the world during the Jagrata Avastha. It's a very deep teaching. Mind is also Drishya because I know my mind. I have a mind. My mind creates all the problems. Mind is nothing but Maya. It is Maya which projects Desha. That means the world, the space, Desha, Kala, time. And then Kalana, the entire world of objects. Dakshinamurti Sotra. The entire world is a projection of time, space, and objects. The time, space, the two coordinates, Desha and Kala, through these two coordinates, the entire cosmos is projected. By what? It is a projection of the Lord, Ishvara. That is why we say the third pada, which is the Sushupti Avastha, is the Karanam for the Jagrat and Swapna. In Mandukya, that is a very important discovery. So both dream and waking have experienceability, transactability, utility, ETU. Therefore, both are asat. Asat means mithya. So, In the fourth chapter, we are reinforcing whatever we have studied in the second chapter and the third chapter. So all these verses 37, 38, 39, all these are only reinforcements. The whole fourth chapter is only remembering what we studied before and again saying, drawing the same conclusion.
ग्रहणात् जागरितवत् ग्रहणात् जागरितवत् तद्धेतु स्वप्न इष्यते तद्धेतु स्वप्न इष्यते तद्धेतुत्वात्तु तस्यैव तद्धेतुत्वात्तु तस्यैव सज्जागरितमिष्यते सज्जागरितमिष्यते.
Here in this Karika, there is another reason given by Gaudapadacharya for the sleep state. And so let us understand let us go through the mantra, then you will know. 36 we have finished. And Jagrat and Swapna, normally in Tattva Bodha definition, we say Swapna is Karyam, means effect or a product, and Jagrat is Kara. This is at the Tattva Bodha level, at the junior student level. Gaudapadacharya accepts this Karya Karana Sambandha in this mantra 37, and he says, if you accept that, like Swapna is Karanavat, Jagrat, like Swapna is Mithya, everybody accepts Swapna as Mithya. If Jagrat and Swapna have Karana Karya Sambandha, both should belong to the same order of reality. Reality means what? It is Mithya only. Jagrat is also Mithya. Swapna is also Mithya. This is another way of presenting this argument. That's all. This is Gaudapadacharya will give his own presentation a little later in the next slide. So for a thinking individual, both Jagrat and Swapna are Mithya. Dream is explained as grahakam and grahyam. These are all Sanskrit words. Basically, it means there is a holder of dream, and that is held in dream. Dream world is held, and there is a holder of that world. Similarly, Waker is the world. Waker world has a holder. What is that? Sakshi Chaitanya. Vishwa, Virat, Taijasa, Hiranyagarbha, Prajna, Antaryami. These are three different levels. But in and through all this, there is one holder which doesn't change, which you have to meditate and hold on to that and say, I am the Turiya Atma, I am present in waking, I am present in dream, I am present in sleep, I am changeless consciousness. That is what you are trying to bring about here. See, these are the ways in which you can claim, I am the Turiya Atma, and be free. You yourself should be able to say, I have now understood Mandukya Upanishad very clearly. I understand the seventh mantra, and in my understanding, world is Mithya. Exactly like the dream is Mithya. I take dream as Mithya. What are the steps I take? What are the first step? Karya Karana should belong to the same order of reality. Swapna is Mithya, real for the dreamer. Jagrat is Mithya, real for the waker. Both are mithya, unreal from the Turiyam level. That is the essence of this 37th Karika. Here, the logic used is Karanam and Karyam, they have to be in the same order of reality. Father and child, mother and daughter. All these are same order of reality. Not that the father is in the dream and the son is here in the waking. No. If you say dream is real and if you say that dream is a karyam and waker is a karanam, that means karanam, karyam, both are in the same order. If dream is real, therefore the waking is also unreal. Okay, we have seen this. So grahyakam means a subject, observer. Grahyam means the world. Between the grahakam, the subject, and the world, there is karana karya sambandha. For example, I am the waker, I am experiencing the waking world. There is a relationship between I, the subject, and the world, which is an object. So, like we have the seed and the tree, parent and the child, similarly, Swapna and Jagrat, they have a relationship. It is real for the waker, unreal for the dreamer. Swapna is real for the dreamer, unreal for the waker. It's a fairly simple argument here. Dream does not exist independently because it requires the adhishtanam of the waker. Similarly, waking does not exist independently. It requires Turiya Atma as the adhishthana. For how does the Ajnani look at the waking world? He looks at the world objectively. I am the subject and the body, mind is experiencing the world. That means there is Dvaita. How does a Jnani look at the same world? He looks at it from Turiya Atma. Turiya Atma is projecting this waking state, Adhishtanam and Adhyasa. Whereas Ajnani looks at it as Karanam and Karyam. I am the subject, world is an object. Triangular format and binary format. For those who understand, who know about these formats. So ultimately, the Jagrat world is Atma's projection, including the thoughts in the mind. But this you will accept it only after you have woken up as Turiya. How do you wake up as Turiya Atma? Take the torchlight of 7th mantra. And then you put it in the waking state. Na anta prajnam, na bahisha. I am not a waker, I am not a sleeper, I am not a dreamer. I am Turiya Atma. That is the torchlight. And that will tell you I am of a higher order of reality. So both these prapanchas, they are experienced, but they can be dropped. Badhyate. In the first chapter, we talked about 4 padas. The first and second pada means waking and dream. They are karyam. Both are swapna only. And what is the karanam? Sleep state. What is beyond the karyam and karanam? Turiyam. At Turiyam, you don't again go back to this karanam and karyam, because then you will get into a muddle. Then you will not understand Mandukya Upanishad. Next, we go to the 38th sloka, and here this is an introduction to the 38th sloka. What does the Purva Pakshi says? He is disturbed by the 37th mantra, Karika. He's Purva Pakshi is saying Gaudapadacharya is not accepting the widely described, widely accepted Karanam and Karyam of that the waking world is the dream world is only a Vasana driven waking world. So here Karya Karanak Sambandha can't say both Jagrat and Swapna equally unreal. Jagrat is real, dream is unreal. Dream is only there for a few seconds, but Jagrat is there. It is not fleeting. This is a Purva Pakshi who comes in. And Gaudapadacharya uses the same logic. He says Drishyatvat. Drishyatvat means it is seen or not. If it is seen, it is mithya. That is his one fundamental argument which he uses again and again. Existent consciousness, knowingness belongs to Turiya Atma. Suppose you know anything at any time, that knowingness is consciousness. Whatever is known is mithya. This is what was described in Taittiriya Upanishad, this very important mantra 273, which says that once you know Turiya Atma, then you are a fearless one. You don't have any fear in life. Because you have negated waking, dream, and sleep. What else is there? Fear comes only when you take the waking as real or the dream as real. But Mandukya teaches you both are unreal. Drop it. With the power of Mandukya Upanishad, clearly drop your waking and clearly drop your dream. And that is called as waking up to Turiya Atma. So without inquiry, you will be ajnani. Inquiry means what? This type of inquiry. Is waking real? Is dream real? Is sleep real? And once you have done the viveka, then you will accept what Vedantin says. Nobody can explain logically why the world is created, why the world is originated. We have seen Satkaryavada is negated by Sankhya and Yoga. Asatkaryavada negated by Nyaya and by Seshika. Shunyavada, the four schools of Buddhism, is negated by Shankaracharya. Science is also negated by Veda. So if nobody can explain quantum theory, if you study quantum theory at very deep level, again, they say that there is no independent existence of the world. At the quantum level, there is nothing. The world becomes a zero at quantum level, into nothingness, which is what we are experiencing in the sleep state. World is nothingness. It's the same discovery in the science. But what Veda says, teaches us, the observer of that nothingness, blankness, is real. Hold on to that Turiya Atma, which is Shantam Shivam Advaitam. Advaitam is again very important. We have studied that in the 3rd chapter. The whole world is resolved into that Turiya Atma. Therefore, there is Advaitam. There is no Dvaitam at all. Mayeva Sakalam Jatam, that mantra is a pramanam. So Prasiddha has got two meanings. One is popular, another is not logically provable. Waking state is not logically provable. Entire universe consisting of planets and stars, cosmos. For whom does this planet exist? If you ask that question, you will find the answer. It is Turiya Atma is the Adhishtanam. And the entire cosmos is Adhyasa. Let's understand the 38th verse.
उत्पादस्या प्रसिद्धत्वात् उत्पादस्या प्रसिद्धत्वात् अजं सर्वमुदाहृतम् अजं सर्वमुदाहृतम् न च भूतादभूतस्य न च भूतादभूतस्य सम्भवोऽस्ति कथञ्चन सम्भवोऽस्ति कथञ्चन.
Another fantastic argument by Gaudapadacharya. Again, he says the world cannot be proved to be existent. It is seemingly existent, we accept. Here he is asking the question, is it possible for the unreal to be born out of the real? Baker is real. Can the dream world unreal be born out of the real? No, it's not possible. Therefore, we say it is seemingly real. That's all. Since origination is not logically established by all schools, we say ajati vada. And suppose you say it is not coming from Sat, can it come from Asat? Impossible. From non-existence, world cannot come. So this is the argument he has given several times. We have also seen it in this mantra, 38th mantra. He's repeating what we have studied before. So what ultimately was, what is, and what will be in future. I, the Turiya Atma, will remain in future. If I existed in the past, I'm existing now. And if the Upanishad says you're always there as Turiya Atma, I accept the Turiya, I accept the Pramanam. You see, if you don't accept the Shastra as a Pramanam, as a source of knowledge for revealing the truth about yourself, you will always be thinking, oh, that is there, that Samadhi state is there, and then all that is fine. But ultimately, use Shastra. It says that that is mithya. And then own up Turiya Atma, the subject, as real. See, that is what we have to do in the 7th mantra. We have to negate. Apavada is required of the waker, dreamer, sleeper to hold on to Turiya Atma. For every jiva, his world appears as per his prarabdha due to Maya Shakti. See, this Maya is an extremely difficult thing to understand till you cross Maya. The wave wants to discover it is water. It will require a guru to come and tell the wave. Similarly, we need a guru to come and say, I am not the waker. And the guru is using what? He is using Mandukya 7th mantra as a praman. So Adhyaropa is 3 states. Waking, dream, sleep. Apavada, Adhyaropa means superimposition. And then Apavada is of the same 3 states, we negate them. So when we do this method of Adhyaropa and Apavada, we will come to the Adhishthanam. There is only Atma in 3 periods of time. In the past, it is there before the birth of the baby or before our own birth of this body. I existed as Turiya Atma. I am existing now as Turiya Atma. Pure consciousness. Boldly claim it for your own, in your own self. That's all. You don't have to convince others. Because you are a jnani. You know that I exist as self-evident Atma Turiyam. What happens to the body? Body will go away. In timelessness, what is in eternity? What is a few years and a few days and a few decades? Nothing. Once you have held Nityatvam, immortality as your Swarupam, a few years of Jagrat and some experiences of good and bad, it doesn't make any difference. And what is the Shruti's proof for this Turiya Atma? 7th mantra is there. Mundaka Upanishad, this second chapter, first mantra, first section, second mantra. It says self-evident, formless, pure, all pervading. All pervading means what? It pervades Jagrat, Swapna, and Sushupti. It is without interior and without exterior. And beyond the unmanifest state. That is Divyoha Murte Purusha Sab Sabhyaha Sab Abhyantaraha and so on. Aprano. Prano means what? Bodiless, which is what we will meditate today. Then Mundaka Upanishad also has this beautiful mantra, this Brahmai Vedam Amritam Purastat Brahma Paschat Brahma Dakshinastaha. It's Brahman everywhere, it's consciousness everywhere. See, in between we'll get thoughts. Thoughts are only in consciousness, they will disappear. No thought has a power to remain. Thought is Maya. This Mahavakyam in Bhagavad Gita, Brahmarpanam Brahmahavihi Brahmagnau Brahmanahutam. Everything is Brahman. Kaivalya Upanishad, this is the mantra I always quote. My favorite mantra for understanding Turiya Atma is this Kaivalya Upanishad mantra. Whenever I have a doubt about myself, I only remember one mantra. It is Mayeva Sakalam Jatam. In me, the consciousness, the waking state appears, dream state appears, sleep state appears. In me, the consciousness, all these three states disappear. Has any of your waking state remained permanent? No. Always you go to sleep. Since childhood till date, every day waking state is resolved. Where? In Turiya Atma. Therefore, you can sing the story of 23rd and 24th mantra of Kaivalya Upanishad. For me, the Turiya Atma, Panchabhutas are not there because I know I am real and the world is Mithya. There is no Brahman plus the world. It is Advaita. Brahman alone exists. One Adhishtanam. This Karya and Karana, you see, in our mind, we have this concept, cause effect, cause effect. Gaudapadacharya says only in the Jagrat or in the Vyavaharika plane, this cause effect conditioning of the mind will be logically proved. Suppose you cross this realm and go to the sleep state or go to the dream state. In the dream state, yes, it's possible. But between the waking state and the dream state, the relationship is not Karanam and Karyam, it is Adhisthana. The moment you hold on to Adhisthana, Maker is the Adhisthana. It is the substratum on which the entire dream world is projected. Similarly, Turiyam is the ultimate substratum for all the three worlds. Divyoya Murte Purushaha. We have seen this now. Therefore, we say world is Ajam Akaranam. Ajam means birthless. Akaranam means causeless. So, waking world is causeless. Dream world is causeless or not? Yes, there is no cause. It is just appearance. Ajam. Ajam means it is just seemingly existent. It is an appearance. So this view of Karanam and Karyam, of Jagrat and Swapna, this view is not logically sound upon inquiry. Therefore, Gaudapadacharya says that origination of non-existent product from an existent cause is not possible. Unmanifest child becomes manifest. But a non-existent child can never manifest. See, child in the womb is unmanifest and then it becomes manifest. But suppose the child is not there, non-existent, it can never be born. Non-existent before birth is non-existent after that. There's no birth possible. That's what it means. So rabbit's horn is non-existent in all three periods of time. So this is only the understanding of asat, that world is not sat, world is not asat, world is mithya. That is the essence of this 38th Karika. 39th Karika, let's, it's a Purva Pakshi's question. Okay, I exist. You have negated Karya Karana Sambandha in 36 and 37. 37 and 38, we have finished. There's a revision portion. 38, Tathobodha. In Tathobodha, we say waking state is, we have the vasanas of the waking state, which is what is the dream. The dream is just a manifestation of these vasanas. So therefore, we say indirectly there is a Karya Karana Sambandha. But from the Upanishad's angle, both Karanam and Karyam are Mithya. Both are products of one projection of Maya Shakti. That is what is being said here. Maya Karanam Mithya, Akasha Karanam Mithya. So what is Satyam then? If Maya is Mithya, Satyam is Turiyam. That is what is being said in this 39th Karika. Karyam is Mithya, Karanam is also Mithya. The Karanam means the Jagrat and Swapna. And then Karanam means the third Pada, which is the sleep state, is also Mithya. But why? When can you say it is Mithya? Only when you have woken up to the 7th month. Okay, let's listen to the 39th.
असज्जागरिते दृष्ट्वा स्वप्ने पश्यति तन्मयः असत्स्वप्नेऽपि दृष्ट्वा च प्रतिबुद्धौ न पश्यति.
Again, we are seeing the dream and the waking. What is being taught here is in asat. Asat means mithya. It can be tucham. Tucham means non-existent. Non-existence can be like the rabbit's horn, or non-existence can be like mithya, which is an appearance. In Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, Nasato vidyate bhavaha, na bhavo vidyate sataha. What is talked about is mithya prapancha is a seemingly appearing category, exactly like the swapna. So when you do the Mandukya Upanishad, then this 16th mantra of second chapter becomes fairly easy. And what do we normally say? We withdraw from Jagrat Vasana and go to Swapna Vasana. See, in Jagrat also we have Vasanas. In Swapna also we have Vasanas. So both are Vasanas. All the Vasanas put together is what is called as Maya. Jagrat is also Vasana. But who is the projector of Jagrat? It is Ishvara. So, Jagrat is Mithya number 2, Swapna is Mithya number 1. But in Upanishad, what do we say? We say one non-dual consciousness, which is Paramarthika Sattva, has got two instruments. One is Nidra Shakti, which is the power to go to sleep. Who holds that power? Turyatma. Turyatma is there, and it seemingly has this projecting power of Nidra Shakti and Maya Shakti. Maya Shakti will project the Vyavaharika Satta, transactional reality. Nidra Shakti will project the Pratibhasika. Pratibhasika means it is appearance without reality. Similarly, Vyavaharika is appearance without reality. Projected through Pratibhasikam means it is projected reality. So, Drishti Srishti Vada is Trivida Satta Vada. Drishti Srishti Vada means world exists. Suppose you say it is world is existent, then you are talking about waking, dream, and sleep, and Turiya. But suppose if you are talking about Srishti Drishti Vada, then it is different. Okay, Srishti Drishti Vada, what does it say? I, the Chaitanyam, will project Jagrat and Swapna. When Jiva wakes up, he does not see a bit of the Swapna Prapancha. Similarly, when I wake up to Turiya Atma, I do not see a wee bit. Nothing is there. All this proves to us that in meditation, we will be able to arrive at Turiya Atma in which there is no world. Kaivalya Upanishad, 12, 13 and 14 mantras are put here. It also talks about waking, dream and sleep state. The self deluded by Maya. What is the self? Pure consciousness. And what is deluding it? Maya Shakti. I am pure Chaitanyam. Because I don't remember my state of Turiyam, which is a higher state. If I remember the Turiyam state, I will not be deluded. That's what is said in the 12th mantra. The one who is deluded with identifying with the physical body is the one who is called as a waker. 12th mantra of Kaivalya. Who is a dreamer? The same ahamkara, the ego, which identifies now with the subtle body, he is the dreamer. Then the same ego, ahamkara, identified with the causal body is the sleeper. In the 14th mantra, it says the whole this cycle of waking, dream, sleep, waking, dream, sleep continuously is there till you understand it is Turiya Atma, it is one consciousness itself which is playing the role of waker, dreamer, sleep. That is why we say Ahamkara is a reflection of Turiya Atma. I am there as pure consciousnness. What happens in the waking state? I am seeing myself with the physical body. What happens in the dream state? I am seeing the consciousness. I am seeing myself as the subtle body. In the sleep state, I don't see neither the physical body or the subtle body. That is what is the sleep state. But then who am I? I am the Turiya Atma. Without Maya Shakti and Nidra Shakti, without the waking and dream state, I am self-evident Turiya Atma. That self is Satyam. Jagrat and Swapana is Mithya. That is the 39th shlok. Next week, we will start with the 40th mantra. See, like I said before, all these are, we have already done it. But Gaudapada Acharya is is bringing it back for us to remember what we have learned before. Okay, so we'll stop here. Next week we'll continue. Okay, in April, 3 weeks I will be traveling. There won't be any class. I will announce it next week, but just for you to have just for advance notice to you. April, the first 3 weeks, there will won't be any class. Next week, there is class, both Saturday and Sunday. Oh. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudacchare Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.